Hey guys, welcome back to Models and Beer. Welcome to part 8 of our Trumpeter 1/16 scale King Tiger. And this is where we left off on the last video, guys. We will be doing a little bit more work on the bulkhead here. And we have some lines that are going to be going in. Let me show you that on the instruction sheet really quick. These parts here, S20, S23. And there's some on each side like that, okay? And then we have some longer pieces that go underneath the torsion bars, which should be fun trying to get those in. You can see a better picture of them here. And I did notice something, guys, that I need to take care of right now before we go any further, and I wish I would have caught it a little bit earlier. After doing some research, I need to paint these walls here. Let me get my hand out of the way. They need to be white, okay? From this point, from this tab here back to the bulkhead needs to be white. I'm noticing that in pictures. The rest of this stays the red oxide, but I do need to mask this off now and try to get this painted white on both sides. I wish I would have caught that ahead of time. With all this other stuff in my way now, it's going to be a lot of tricky masking. But let me go ahead and get rid of that right now. I'll do that off camera just to save time. Then we'll come back and we'll continue on the build. Okay, we'll start putting those plumbing lines and stuff like that onto this bulkhead. And I do want to do a little bit of weathering in this engine bay here, and yeah, that's where our motor is going to be going, so I want to kind of dirty that up a little bit, and then we'll move forwards from there. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this masked up, guys, and then we'll be right back. Alright, and there we have it. I got it mask sprayed and the mask removed. It is successful, but it is a pain in the ass, guys. If you are going to be painting it accurately and you're going to be doing the white on the inside, do it before you put any of your stuff in. Actually, do it before you even put this side piece in. That would be the way to do it. And it looks as though from the reference photos, it goes from this tab here where there's going to be another piece that goes in like this. Let me get my hands in here. And everything from the inside in has that white, and then everything out here is the oxide red, if that makes any sense, okay? But masking around all that stuff is a pain in the ass. I did get a little bit of overspray right here on my oxide red on this piece, but I have no concerns about that. There's going to be so much more stuff going in here that we'll probably never even see that. Okay, so let's move forward, guys. We're all done with that. We have some lines that need to go in here, and they are on the what is it, the S sprue, and these are like rubber, guys. These are like rubber pieces, and you can see there's all kinds of hoses in here. Let me go ahead and locate the pieces that we need, and then we'll install them. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, this is part S20, and I will be using CA on these pieces here. However, I do think that plastic model glue will work for that. And that is in there. I'm going to give that a few minutes to set up, guys, before we attach that top part. Be right back. Alright, let's get this other side in. Like I said, guys, it's like a rubber piece, so it's very forgiving as far as the placement goes. You can kind of bend it wherever you want it to, wherever you need it to be. And again, guys, I am using CA for mine. I have seen other modelers that used the irregular plastic glue, and it seemed like it worked, like it melts this rubber here. I'm just going to hold that just for a moment, make sure that grabs. Alright, guys, here we go. And then we got a second line that we need to run in there, and this one is S23, and it will be going into this hole here. Yeah, you can make that out. And then there's a pin sticking out here, and we got a receiving end on this S23 part here. So let me grab some glue. I'm going to try to land this bottom one first. And sorry guys if my hands get in the way here. Hang on, I gotta make sure I get this facing the right direction. Alright, it goes like that. It is a tight fit. I did do a dry fit on it. And just like that. And let's give that a minute to set up. Alright, there we go. I did use a little bit of an accelerator. You can see where it's a little bit wet around here, but that's going to evaporate really quick. And then let's get this top piece, this top end I should say. Get some CA on here. There we go. And there we go, fits just like it's supposed to. And on this other side, guys, right here, we got the exact same thing as what we just did here, just in reverse. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera just to save time, so we'll be back. Alright, there they are. That bulkhead is like really busy, isn't it? A whole lot of things going on there. Alright, let's go ahead guys, let's get this escape hatch right here that we need to get filled in. And I got all the pieces already cut out and ready to go. Let me set this hole to the side. We were not going to need that for a few minutes. And yeah, let's build this escape hatch really quick. And let me find the instructions here. You know something guys, a couple things I am dreading on this kit, and I know I'm putting it off, but well, I guess not really putting it off. The instructions haven't called for it yet, but I am dreading the tracks, building the tracks. That looks like it's going to be so monotonous. Yeah, definitely not looking forwards to that. And all the ammo shells, there is like a ton of those, and they're pretty much all the same. They are going to require decals and a lot of masking. Whoops, let me make sure that that's the, yeah, a lot of masking, and you know the track's kind of the same way. It's just going to be, you know, piece after piece after piece. Yeah, so I'm definitely not looking forwards to that. I don't really can't find a whole lot of aftermarket stuff for this kit. Like I was hoping to find like a metal barrel rather than a plastic one that comes with the kit. Let me make sure that's on there nice and straight. And even the tracks, if I could find a, you know, a nice metal track or something for this, that would be like really awesome. But if anybody knows of anybody that's selling those, let me know in the comments, because I'd definitely be interested in purchasing that. But those metal tracks, I'm sure that would add a lot of weight to this kit, which is already going to weigh a ton, right? By the time we get this thing done, it's already got some weight to it. I know you can't see what I'm doing here. I can't even see what I'm doing. There it goes. Yeah, this thing's going to weigh a ton by the time it's finished. But up until this point, it has been a fun build, guys. I can't deny that for sure. And I got a whole long ways to go with this thing. This thing seems like it's going to go on forever. But those are the two parts that it seems like I'm really dreading is the tracks, piecing those together, and then the ammo shells. There we go. Not really a whole lot to this little escape hatch, huh? Let's get this handle on here. There it goes. And we'll give that a few minutes to dry, and then we'll get that installed. We got that motor coming up too, guys. That motor is awesome. I really can't wait to get into that, and it's only a page or two away, and then we start building on that. And that thing is awesome. Like I said, it's a model in itself. Wait till you see this thing if you haven't already. I almost hate to put it into this kit, guys, and bury it in all this plastic because it's such an awesome looking motor. And like I said earlier in the video, I was contemplating even like leaving the motor out and putting it on a stand next to the tank. I think that would be like really cool. But I'm sure I'm gonna go ahead and install it. Alright, there we go, guys. There's the escape hatch. That handle looks like it could go a little bit more sideways and not stick up so much. There we go, like that. There it goes. Alright, cool. Let's give that a few minutes to set up, guys. We'll be back. Alright, there we go. That is our escape hatch. And we're going to take this out. I need to shoot at that oxide red, and then we're going to go ahead and get it installed. We'll be right back. Alright, and it's all painted up. Let's get that hole up here and get that guy installed. And it goes in from the bottom side. So let's flip this thing around here. Let me back this up just a little bit. There we go. And I want to do a little bit of weathering on that engine bay. And then I think we're going to call this video finished. And there we have it. Alright, very cool. Now I just want to, let me see here, let's get the camera in here a little bit. I just kind of want to push some washes through there just to kind of dirty it up a little bit. Let's add a little bit of this, some of this panel liner in there too. That'll help to dirty things up. Because you would think the engine bay would be like a nice, greasy, dirty area, right? Okay guys, let's end this here. Like I said, I'm trying to keep these videos somewhat within watchable time, which is, you know, I'm trying to keep them about 20 minutes to 30 minutes max. But we did get quite a bit accomplished on this episode here. One thing I wasn't planning on doing was painting and masking and painting this here white, okay? But after I started doing some researching, I'm finding out that the inside of this area here, which is where the turret and everything is going to be, the walls were that off-white, okay? So it took us some time in this episode here to get this all masked off and get it painted. We did do both sides. So we are all set there. I'm trying to keep it, you know, as much accuracy in this build as I possibly can. So that requires doing a lot of researching. However, there is a lot of material on this particular tank. So it's I just need to look ahead before I start building is what I need to do, instead of building and then looking ahead and realizing what I should have done. So, but anyways, we did take the time. We do got that done now. That's complete, okay? We did get our escape hatch assembled, painted, and installed. There it is there. And we got some of these hoses here that go onto our wall back here. Okay, on this side here, those are all complete. Let me give you a little bit better look at that. And I did add just a little bit more chipping through here, guys, simply because I only had like a couple, and they looked like they were like really isolated and they were kind of out of place. So I did a little bit of light chipping in between just to kind of blend it all together, okay? And then we dirtied up our engine bay a little bit. I used a brown wash, a diluted, and then I added some panel lining, and I also spread that around with the brush, you know, to make it look like it was running a little bit. And that looks nice and oily and kind of messy, doesn't it? And I only was mostly concerned about the top areas here. Let me turn around, we can see the other side. There we go. You can see some splattering in there, right? And some running. That looks like where something nice and greasy might be sitting down in there. But anyways, I just did the top areas here. I didn't do much in the bottom because once that motor gets in there, guys, it is a tight fit and it fills up that entire engine bay there, so I wasn't too concerned about, you know, the stuff down below. But this stuff up top I think might be visible. And in the event that it is, we got those bases covered. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. I do have the M40 coming back to the bench, guys, in the event that you're wondering what happened to that build. I kind of got tied up on this one and kind of neglected that M40. So I should have the M40 update on that coming within the next couple of days, so watch for that. And everybody have a great week, and I will see you on the next video. Take care, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.